Well, it's exciting. I mean, I've been in this conference off and on, well, mostly on, but I have about 16 years coaching in this conference and then, playing. Well, I shouldn't say in this conference, but Appalachian Heritage, I count that all as one conference. So I've had quite a few experiences in this conference. Excited to be here and, you know, work at my home school and get these guys back going where we used to be. I'm not used to losing. Every time I've been around here, we've won. So we're trying to get back to that winning ways and the tradition that is what's supposed to be United football. Like I said, I wasn't here last year. I only saw United play one game last year, and that was down at Homer. And the first 7 minutes of that game, United drove the ball down the field and they took a two-homer. And it was a battle. Even at halftime, it was a pretty tight score. The problem is they just didn't have enough. 26 guys is low in numbers, and then you get guys hurt, and you're going into a game with 20 guys dressed. That's rough. You got guys, hurting. You got guys that are gasping for air, but you don't have nobody to put in. The other team has 40 guys over there, and they're rotating guys in. It's a rough deal. It's a rough deal. So we're working on getting our numbers up. We're looking at about 38 this year. And, the thing that we're selling these guys on is we're not looking for starters. We're looking for first teamers. And by that, I mean everybody who steps on the field has to be a first teamer. There's only 11 starters, and that only happens once a game, right? First play of the game, you're a starter. Well, what happens the rest of the plays, right? We count that as being a first teamer. So if you're on the field, you're a first teamer, and we want everybody on our team to be a first teamer, because no matter when we put you on the field, you're playing against somebody else's first teamer. So, and that's how we're going to approach practice too. So we're going to go first team against first team. We're never going a starter against the scout unit. So if you're on the defense, you're in the first team huddle. If you're on the offense, you're on the first team huddle. And that's how we're getting kids involved. That's how the kids are really buying into that. Well, because a lot of well, I'm not going to play because I don't start. Well, we don't have starters. That's my answer for every one of them. We don't have starters. We have first teamers, and you're more than welcome to come on the team and be a first teamer, because I need 50 of you to be first teamers, and that's how we're going to be good. So that's what we're selling, and that's what they're buying, and that's how we're getting better, because they're coming up here and they're competing. Because now, when we run our sprints, we're running first team against first team. Well, I don't want to lose that guy, because we're going to compete against each other as much as we're going to compete against the other team. We actually compete against each other more than we compete against the other team. So let's build that competition. Let's make it a competition. Every practice is a competition. Every rep is a competition, because that's how you're going to get on the field. If you don't perform in your practice, you don't perform in your rep, the other guy is, and he's going to get on the field. So that's what we're building here. And it's exciting. It's exciting to watch them compete with each other, and knowing that that's going to translate into Friday nights. I know they have almost every lineman back. And I know the one kid, the mountain boy, he got hurt last year. I know he was a big player for them, but he got hurt, so he was down. But I mean, McLaughlin, he started at center for 5-6 games last year. The Dykeman kid started every game on the line. Anthony Michael started the second half of the season on the line last year. Corey Smith is coming out, and he didn't play last year, but he's been in our system as far as the midgets and all the way up through. He knows all the terminology, working here every day. So our line is a big improvement from last year, just from the experience. Plus they got bigger. The kid, Dykeman kid, was 185 last year. He's 235 now. 50-pound difference. 1 year makes a big difference. McLaughlin was 185 last year. He's 215, 220 now. So our strength is we just got older. We matured. We're not babies anymore. We're not little sophomores anymore. We got older. So our strength is going to be our running game, our power game. But we also can throw the ball. This Matt Dill kid and this Waylon McGarry, they're competing like crazy at quarterback, and every day. You come up here one day and Matt Dill throws the ball better than Waylon does. The next day, Waylon throws the ball better than Matt does. So it gives you a good problem. Who am I going to play? We're going to play both of them. Waylon runs the option pretty well. Matt runs the option pretty well. It's a good thing to have. Just our overall depth is so much better than last year, so that's going to be a strength for us. We have people to rotate in now, and that's going to be a strength. As far as weaknesses, we're still searching for guys that can play in the secondary. We have kids; they're just unproven. That's the area where they lost most of their kids from last year, is out of that secondary. So, but that doesn't really scare me. We'll find somebody that can play. We'll make them players. That's our job as coaches, right? I mean, you got a guy. How's he going to get better? You got to coach him up. You got to coach him up, and that's what we're here to do. So, secondary is a little weak, but it'll be a strength in the end. Line is a strength right now, and we'll keep it a strength. And we got some bruisers at the backs. I mean, we got some big boys. Oliver is a big boy. He's 215 and he can run. And he's going to be bringing some lumber with him when he's running downhill. Downhill running.
And Oliver's first name is
Tyler. Tyler Oliver. He's a big boy and he can run. And he's motivated. Tyler Mack's a motivated kid. That kid was 140 last year. He's 165 right now. And he's a tough nut. The name alone tells you right there. We got 5. I think we got more Macs on this team than anybody else. But we got a lot of them, and they're all tough. And that's the thing that we're preaching to. We're breeding. We want to be tough. We want to be physical. We want to be. We want to be the team that when you step on the field, you're gonna say, "Oh no, we got to play united." And I know that wasn't the case last year, but that's what we're driving for. Oh my gosh, we got to play united. Sure we can. It's going to be a surprise to everybody else, but not really for us. We're expecting to win. That's the thing that we've been talking about since day one of summer. We expect to win every time we step on the field. And that's the attitude that we have to have. That's the only attitude that you can have. Because if you're going to win, you have to expect to win. If you walk on the field expecting to lose, you're going to lose, and you're going to get embarrassed. And they got embarrassed. And they know what getting embarrassed is about. And sometimes I sit back and I think last year might be the best thing to happen to these kids. Not at the time, it probably wasn't that good for them. But a year later, it's probably the best thing that's going to happen for them, because they know what it's like to be embarrassed. They know what it's like to lose and lose bad. And they don't want to feel like that. They know what that feeling's about. So the summer workout this year has all been, I don't want to experience that anymore. So the work has been a lot better. There's been more people here working because they don't want to be 0-10. They don't want to give up 390 plus points or whatever it was. They don't want to, score 3 points a game. They want to win. They want to turn it around. And that's our goal. Every game, that's our goal. We step on the field, we want to win. And that's our goal. So, the kids are excited. I'm excited. And we'll play anybody. It don't matter to us. We want to play the best. We don't want to play, we don't want to pick up teams on our schedule just so we can get a win. Oh, let's play, so-and-so because they're light and we'll get a win. That's not what we want. Our 10th game's against Bishop Guilfoyle. I'd imagine they're going to be probably one of the best teams in the district. But that's what we want. We want to play them because you're going to have to beat them eventually anyway. You want to win a district title, you have to beat Bishop Carroll. You have to beat Bishop Guilfoyle, and you have to beat Bishop McCourt. Everybody shies away from them. I said, bring it on. You know what I mean? Bring it on. I want to beat the best. I want to play the best, and I want to beat the best. That's how we know we were the best. It doesn't do you any good to go 9-0, 10-0, and not have played anybody, because then when you get to play somebody that's tough, you're getting embarrassed. I think as a conference as a whole, we need to take care of each other and really promote ourselves and really make everybody in our conference better. It's great that Penns Manor went as far as they went not 2 years ago, But again, last year they won all those games, and what did they do in the first round? Lost. Our conference in the playoffs has not been very good in the past few years, and that concerns me. I don't want just United to win in the playoffs. I want everybody in our conference to represent ourselves well. If Homer Center makes it to the playoffs, I want them to do as good as they can. Blairsville makes it to the playoffs, I want them to do as good as they can. I want everybody in our conference to be the best. I don't want to lose to people outside of our conference. All the crossover games, it's important for Heritage Conference to beat the other conference, as far as I'm concerned, because that means that when we step on the field, we're getting good competition. and that's what we're looking for.